Creating a documentary on the 1950s is a great choice, as the decade was rich with significant events that shaped modern history. Here's a breakdown of major events and trends from the 1950s that you can consider including in your documentary. Cold War tensions. The 1950s were dominated by the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. Key events include the Korean War, from 1950 to 1953, the formation of NATO, and the Warsaw Pact. The arms race escalated with the development and testing of hydrogen bombs by both the United States and the Soviet Union. The Suez Crisis in 1956 further strained East-West relations. Economic prosperity post-World War II economic boom in the United States and Europe. This period saw significant growth in consumerism, with an increase in household appliances and car ownership. The rise of the suburban lifestyle, particularly in the United States with developments like Levittown. Civil rights movements, the beginning of the modern American civil rights movement. Key moments include the Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court decision in 1954, which ruled racial segregation in public schools unconstitutional. The Montgomery bus boycott from 1955 to 1956, sparked by Rosa Parks. Cultural shifts. The emergence of rock and roll music with icons like Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry. The rise of television as a dominant media force impacting cinema and radio. Popular shows included I Love Lucy and The Ed Sullivan Show. Technological and scientific advances. The launch of Sputnik by the Soviet Union in 1957, marking the beginning of the space race. Advances in medicine, such as the development and widespread use of the polio vaccine by Dr. Jonas Salk. Decolonization and global political changes. Many countries in Asia and Africa gained independence from colonial powers, such as India in 1947, though the impact continued into the 50s, Ghana in 1957, and Malaysia in 1957. The rise of the non-aligned movement, partly in response to the Cold War pressures. Key political figures and leadership. Significant political figures like U.S. Presidents Harry S. Truman and Dwight D. Eisenhower, Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev, and UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill in the early 50s. Each of these themes can be explored through archival footage, interviews with historians, and analysis of the broader impact on the world. This approach not only provides a comprehensive view of the decade, but also engages the audience by connecting these historical events to contemporary issues.